Hello, money queens and listeners. Welcome to Women Behind the Millions. Let's meet the women behind the millionaires, the women supporting, guiding, celebrating women with their wealth. You will hear from women millionaires, how they got there, what they wish they had known, what got them to be a millionaire, the emotional side, the spiritual side, the practical side of wealth. You'll also get to meet the women behind the scenes helping make it happen. Let's dive into Women Behind the Millions. I am Jessica Weaver, your host, best-selling author of 3 books, wealth advisor, and founder of the Women's Wealth Boutique. Let's start meeting the women. Hey there, ladies. Hey, money queens. It is Jessica Weaver. Welcome back to Women Behind the Millions, where we talk all things power, prosperity, and of course, the color pink. Hopefully this looks pink. Kind of looks a little corally red, but it is pink, I promise you. Hot pink. Tonight is part of our Financial Trendsetters series featuring our authors of our newest anthology book, Financial Trendsetters: Revolutionizing the Role Women Play in Building Wealth. And I cannot wait for this guest. We met almost a year ago, but we became close very, very fast. She is a powerhouse in the insurance world and the financial industry. She is amazing. I'm so grateful for her to be a part of this anthology book where we have 15 women in all different roles within the financial industry, showcasing their journey, the struggles, and the biggest piece, what got them through the struggles, the fight that they had to be in the industry, to stay in the industry, and then to succeed and thrive in it. And they share all of these secrets, these insights, the strategies with you. It's just such an amazing, powerful book. And remember, all the book proceeds are going to fund a financial scholarship because we want more women in the industry. We do. We do. And as you know, with every show, we start with a grounding prayer, a mantra. And when I was channeling our guest tonight, this popped into my mind. Again, it's something I say every day. And you're probably picking up on this, that I do a lot of these prayers, mantras, meditation work every morning. It's how I start my day. And it's also how I end my day, because ending your day is one of the most critical parts of your day. Because you're about to enter into an 8, 10, depending on how blessed you are, period of rest. And that rest is going to dictate the whole next day as well. So doing it in the morning and right before bed is hugely important. So tonight, are you ready for this one? It's one of my favorite. I heard it on Instagram of all places, of course, but I loved it and I brought it into my world. Lord, God, universe, whoever you're calling to, show me my highest vibrational day. Show me the best. Show me what you have for me. And imagine starting your day before you even get out of bed with that thought, with setting that intention that this is going to be the best possible day ever. What are the opportunities? What are the possibilities out there for today, for me, for my business, for my family? What's the best? And it accompanies with another prayer that we've said before, my time is now and I am ready. It's claiming it. I am ready for this best, highest vibrational day I've ever seen in my life. And a quick shout out, my shameless plug for my 3rd best-selling book, Confessions of a Money Queen. You can download the audiobook right here. You get mantras, money meditations, from the spiritual, the quantum physics, the energy of money, all the way to the practical side of what do I actually do when the money comes into my bank account? We've been asking for it. Now it's here. How do I really optimize this money coming in? So grab the free audiobook of Confessions of a Money Queen right here. Awesome. So show me the best vibrational day. And to accompany this, if you stay till the end, we're going to do an exercise to see where in your body is there a low vibration? Where is that resistance sitting in your body? And I'm going to give you a clue. Usually, it's acting out in a physical way. You're getting a lot of sore throats. So the resistance is in your throat. It's in that chakra. You get headaches. You get back. Usually if you are having back issues, it's because it's this pressure, almost like this backpack of weights, and each weight is a different pressure expectation that you are putting on you or you're letting other people place on your back. So we're going to do an exercise on how to feel into that and then how to energetically shift that vibration. Because not to get too much into the quantum physics, I'm studying it deeply right now and I find it fascinating. But you are 99% energy and 1% mass. Okay. So most of it, we're vibrating. We are constantly vibrating. And if a part of you is vibrating low, that vibration is going to ricochet into the next vibration. And that's how you think of the downward spiral. When you have one bad thing happen to you that day, and then another thing and another thing, that's what's actually happening to you, but on the energy side of it. So stay tuned until the end. We're going to get into that as well. We can't do it now. We can't get you too tired or sleepy going into the show because we have an incredible guest on here today with us. We're going to bring her on right now. Welcome to the show, Siedah Garrett-Guess. Let's get you off of mute. There we are. I can hear you, girl. Welcome, Siedah. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here with you. I feel like this has been a long time coming, but I'm glad that we're here now.
It is. And Siedah, to give everybody a background, she is a financial strategist who helps individuals grow, protect, and transfer their wealth. She is the CEO and founder of Transformation Wealth Group and Young and Financially Lit. I cannot wait to dive into these. I got to hear everything about it. Her work has helped over 2,000 business owners, families, and individuals to improve their financial literacy and increase their net worth. Amazing. You have worked with so many businesses. Is that who you love to work with? Is that your kind of niche ideal client specialty?
Yeah, so it's interesting because my background prior to getting into the financial industry is actually as a business strategist. So I did business consulting for Fortune 100 CEOs and executives for several years, almost a decade actually, prior to getting into the financial services industry. So I just naturally gravitated toward business owners because I'm always figuring out how I can help them or fix them. So, help them reach their next level. So that's where a lot of that comes from.
Wow. I want to, before we dive into the interview, I'm going to read you something. Mm-hmm. Okay, everyone? 12-year-old Siedah was full of ambition. Her life plan looked a little like this: go to school to become a judge, get married at 21 years old in Miami, have the ceremony in the morning, fly to the wedding reception in Aruba in the evening. I love Aruba. And then whisked off to Greece for the month-long honeymoon. She dreamed of living in a mega mansion and giving house tours on some reality TV. What was it? Cribs and MTV.
For sure.
Yeah. She would have 5 children, retire her parents, have 3 cars, 1 luxury, 1 for the family, 1 chauffeured. She desired to spend lavishly on whatever her heart wanted and then retire at 25. See, I told you she was ambitious. Siedah, these are your words. I just give a little sneak peek. These are your words. Yeah. And our book, Financial Trendsetters. Looking back on that girl, what would you say to her?
When I wrote that, it's because 12-year-old Siedah knew it all. And I think I'm paying for it a little bit because my daughter is 12 now. So I'm kind of getting some of the same ambition back. But, most of us at that point in time of our lives, we are invincible and we can do everything. And we really have these big ideas. And what I would really say to her is never let anybody steal your dreams. And what happens for most people is that when you're at that point in your life and even younger, you're full of ambition, you're full of dreams, you can do anything. But there's 2 things in life that typically happen that steal our dreams from us. The first one is that we come across some naysayers, people who say, oh, you can't do that. Doesn't make sense. How are you going to get from Aruba to Greece and Miami? Who's all going to show up? You have those naysayers that put that fear, doubt, and worry out there into your life. And then the second thing is that you come to a point where you actually understand and realize how much that life costs. What does that look like? Right? Because your idea of money is just, it grows on trees still at this point. And, once you start to see what it actually takes, what it requires to achieve the lifestyle, the dreams that we actually want, we start to say words like, you know what? I don't really need that much. I'm okay with just being comfortable. And then we go from dreaming to having this word comfortable in our mouths and in our taste buds, where we don't want much anymore. And that normally happens for most people in like their early 20s, where they just give up and crash. And I think that's where a lot of this is coming from, especially in this book, which I can't wait for you guys to read it in its entirety. But that's where that really comes from, that I don't want people to forget their dreams, because they are possible. They are possible. So I would tell her, keep those dreams, don't let anything come in between you and those dreams, because that ambition will really take you far. Now, we got to teach her a few things. She has to learn some things, but they are very much possible.
Yes, we stop getting curious.
Yeah.
You're right. We stop with those huge, big dreams, because naysayers, or even something in your own mind, is telling you it's not possible. Why you're not that special, you're not that important, it's going to be too hard. And then we stop. And it's very sad when you put in that perspective. So thank goodness that you are there letting people know we need to have those big dreams. One is what makes life exciting, and the thrill, the adrenaline, all of it. And we need to be able to enjoy those things too. Now, are you retired? Are you 25 and retired?
I'm not. Okay. I would like to be 25. Sometimes I still tell people I'm 28, but no, not 25 and retired. And in the book, I talk about kind of what that journey was and where I am now. Very successful. But I think a lot of what happens is, even in us planning what we want for our lives, we don't have a really good understanding of what that looks like. And so 12-year-old Siedah was pulling all these things, as you can see, wedding and honeymoon and MTV cribs. And,
it was very well thought out, though. So you can tell the planner has been ingrained in you.
It has been ingrained. So very well thought out. But I was pulling that from a place of fiction, of what I thought life should be, and what the experiences that I had around me. And so a lot of that came from, Disney movies and romantic dramas and, this, but not understanding that's not really life. That's not really how it works. And one of the things I teach my clients and my entrepreneurs about is that there are two realms in life, right? There's natural law, and then there's non-natural law. Natural law, well, let me start this way. Non-natural law is what most of us have been exposed to. Mm-hmm. It is this idea that life goes in an upward line, uninterrupted by anything else. We go to school, you work hard, you study, you get an A, they pass you to the next grade. You go from, maybe daycare all the way through 12th grade, and then maybe you transcend, into college or so forth. And there's this natural progression that happens. But natural law says that life doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. That even if you do everything right, there's still some things that can come up, and a good way to look at that is, if you're in school, and I'll use school because I'm assuming mostly everybody has gone to some sort of schooling, right? If we use school, you could wait until the night before, cram all the knowledge and information in, take the test, and then pass, right? And be like, whew, that's it. Some of us—
everybody's had to have done that at some point, at least once.
At some point, right? And it works. And you can do that consistently, right? Now, in the natural law world, think about being a farmer. Mm-hmm. If a farmer is expecting a crop to come in October, they can't rush and try to plant something in September and hope that it grows. That's natural law. Natural law said that there's a process, there's a time, there are steps that you cannot skip, that you actually have to start that harvest way back in the spring. You have to water it every single day. You can't miss a day. You have to till the ground. You have to do the hard work. That's natural law. And even with that, something still may come along, right? Birds, disaster, famine, something may come along and still steal that crop away from you. So what happens is we've been raised in non-natural law environments. And it's not until we get into, quote unquote, the real world that we understand that life is not this formula that you can put in and it works out exactly how you desired it. And this is where a lot of people get frustrated at in life, because they take that and they take that to their careers and they say, well, I'm working hard, I'm doing everything right, why am I not getting promoted? We take that into our finances, right? We take that into we take that same concept and then we're frustrated because it's not working. Something's not happening here. And so you really have to understand that life is a process, it's a journey, and it's steps. And I didn't have that concept. I was just thinking that 1 + 1 = 2, and I'm going to use that formula through my whole life, and this is how I'm going to be retired at 25. Well, baby, natural law, life gave me some different experiences that I'm grateful for now, that I understand now. And that's what I want to help more people understand, that it's possible, but we cannot skip the steps.
Wow. It's true. We live in this bubble for a good portion of our life. And then a parent passing away, or somebody getting diagnosed with cancer, divorce, a drought for a farmer, these unexpected things happen. Other thing I'm thinking of as you're talking about this, we see all the time, tools to help you de-stress and not have stress in your life. There's always going to be an element of stress. It's strengthening your nervous system, your mental health, to be able to handle high stress, low stress, and navigate through it. You can avoid it. Again, you're going to live in a bubble or be in a meditation your entire life. It's going to be there, especially if you're going to take risk. But it's strengthening. And that's what it feels like reading through your story, that every life event just strengthened you, made you more smart, more strategic, and leveling up each time, taking all of those lessons and becoming the Siedah that we know and love today. Just incredible. So when was the transition? You said you started out as a business consultant. When was that transition to becoming now a financial strategist and advisor and agent?
Yeah. So in that process, I'm sitting here watching mergers and acquisitions and, all these things happen in the business world. And I'm realizing that I don't understand any of this for myself. Like, I don't even understand at this point how my 401k works, what it is. I just knew that go to school, get a good job, get good benefits. I had my benefits. Mama, I made it. That was it. And then really, as I started to think about some things, by the time I'm in my early 20s, I'm out earning my parents by 3 times. And there's things that I want to do, but I don't know how to take that next step. I've just never, I don't know what a sub account is and a mutual fund and, all these things. And I'm like, I'm only 21, 22. Like, this is only going to keep going up from here. I need to really start learning. So I started educating myself about finances, understanding how money works. And I hired me a coach, right? I got a financial coach, and I started implementing these strategies in my life. And everybody's like, wow, like, what are you doing? I want to learn how to do that. And so then, I started teaching people. I'm like, this is what I'm doing. This is what you should be doing. And I thought people would love it. And they hated it. I thought they would love it, and they hated it. And the reason, and I understand now why, but the reason that they hated it is because they couldn't implement what I was sharing with them. And that's frustrating, as you can imagine. You're telling somebody, go do all these things, but how? I always say it's like going to one of those, real estate conventions or something, and they get you all excited and all jacked up. And then at the end, they put this price tag up, $3 million. You're like, huh? Like, okay. And that's what I was doing to people, simply educating them, but not being able to help them implement. And so that's when I decided to really what I call infiltrating the financial services industry, getting my license so that not only can I help educate people, but I can actually help them implement so that they can take action, remove that frustration, and actually get to their desired goals and dreams. So that's how we started that transition process.
Oh, wow. And the name Young and Financially Lit. When did that start? Because that is amazing. It's an amazing name. Powerful. It's catchy. Where did that come from?
Yeah, so it's funny when people hear that name, they immediately think about young people, right? And young, I say, is anybody under the age of 120. But really, where that name comes from is as I'm doing this work and I'm helping clients, and now I'm in the industry. So many of my clients would say to me, if I only knew this when I was younger. I wish I knew this when I was younger. I just, nobody ever taught us this. I'm 40, I'm 50. Like, this is my first time ever hearing about, certain investments. I didn't even know that I was the one running my 401k, that you can do certain things with. I had no idea. And so I got tired of hearing that. I got tired of hearing, if I wish I knew when I was younger. And so what happened was I went too far the other way, Jess. So I went from educating people to now being a practitioner. And when you're a practitioner, really where you make money is from actually helping people implement the solutions that's happening there. And so I said, I need to find a balance to be able to do both. And so that's where Young and Financially Lit was born from. Young and financially literate. And it's to be able to provide financial education to individuals in underserved communities so that they can be able to receive unbiased, just information, good quality information for them that they can learn and understand without having the pressure of sales, without having the pressure of being able to do something. So that's where Young and Financially Lit came from. And it's grown tremendously today. We have curriculums in different education centers across the country, and different community resource centers, and really different organizations where people have been able to come and to learn and not feel pressured, but also feel comfortable to ask the questions that you may not feel comfortable asking to your advisor, or asking out in public, and really be able to learn. So we educate people from as young as 9 years old through our Wealthy Genius programs, all the way up through our seniors and our retired inspired courses. So really just amazing work for people to be able to learn, to get educated so that they can be young and financially lit.
That name, we talk about the highest vibrational day, like the vibration of that name. I'm like, I want that. I want to have that certificate and plastered on my wall. That's incredible. And we desperately, desperately need the financial literacy, especially for the underprivileged areas, and helping to break the multi-generational patterns and money trauma that we see all across the states of the world, really. And I mean, you just hear the passion coming from you. So of course it's successful because this is a heart, right? This is pouring right from your heart into the world. And we need updated, good, solid education like what you are putting into this. We all know, and I'm not even going to mention them, but we know there are some that it's very archaic. It's out of touch with what's happening today in society. And it's almost like, it feels like, I don't know about you, but for me, it feels like it's them sitting up on their thrones, talking down to people who don't have their financial shit together. And not the people's fault that they don't have it together. They just aren't aware or have the tools. It's not they didn't fail, right? The system, society failed them because we need that education. They didn't know any better or any different.
Yeah. And to that, before we move on, there's so many people that fall in that category. And that knowledge gap transcends race. It transcends socioeconomic class. It transcends gender. Like, you have individuals where most of their needs are provided by the government due to lack of economic resources, right? Yeah. And then you have the individuals where you have the big investment banks that will teach you everything it is you need to know if you have X amount of dollars. But what that leaves is middle income America, almost 85% of the population that nobody is helping. We didn't learn it at home. Nobody taught it to us in school. If you didn't go to school for it, and most people are really just trying to learn this through trial and error.
Yes.
Hoping and wishing. That's where they are.
Yep.
That's where they are.
Yeah, it's very, very true. And then the literacy gap that leads to the pay gap, leads to the asset gap. It just, that ripple effect. So amazing work that you're doing, Siedah. One more piece I want to ask you before we go into our first break. You have an incredible team.
Yeah.
Around you. When did that start? How many people are on it? Did you knew it was going to get this big? Was that always the vision? Take us through that journey.
No, it was not the vision. It was not the vision. And I appreciate that. I'll say that I appreciate that, and I'm grateful for your acknowledgement of that. But no, that was not the vision. What happened was I was still working part-time. So I was working and running my business part-time for 4 years, which is insane. Literally traveling across the country Monday through Thursday, and then coming and helping people with their finances. And so it was in that time where I realized that I can't do it all. And you need help, and you need a team, and you have to be able to let some things go. And Siedah, there are some people that are actually smarter than you. People actually know a few things just, a little bit better than you. They're better at some areas than me, and so I really had to humble myself and say, I need help, because this mission, this cause, this work is so huge. One person, one woman can't do it alone, and I've been blessed to be able to have a group of individuals, an amazing team that, they understand the vision, they understand the cause, they're dedicated. We always say we start at excellence, we don't end there, right? That's where we start at. And they're able to help and reach so many different communities. And so we have agents nationwide, and just super proud of those guys, like what they do and how hard they work, and who they serve. And it's just been tremendous, and how they keep me going. Because when you're doing something that is bigger than you, right? And it's not just about you, you want to serve more, you want to help more. And I want to help them, be just as successful and overcome what they're dealing with. And we become like, a big family. So I'm very excited, and I'm blessed. I will say I am blessed to have them, because that was not my doing at all. They knew more of what I needed before I knew that I needed them,
Look at that. Perfect alignment. And you're right, the energy and the camaraderie when you have this team and it's bigger than you, just incredible. I love it, Siedah. I mean, I could talk to you for hours. I really could. We are going to take a quick break. We will be back with Siedah's hot money tip, her financial trend from our newest book as well. So stay with us, ladies.
Each lady at the Women's Wealth Boutique shares their asset, their magic that they bring to the world. Bringing women together for the greater good is my greatest asset. Uniting women to make huge impacts on women with their wealth. Money is power. Money is a tool to get you the life you desire, to make your own impact, your own legacy. You are worthy of this wealth. If you don't believe me, you can hear it from every single woman at the Women's Wealth Boutique. Hearing new beliefs from experts is another way to rewire your brain. So let's begin with your own healing. You are worthy to invest in yourself. You are worthy of millions, of billions. You are worthy of God's blessings. You are worthy of all the desires you've ever had. You are worthy. We aren't called financial trendsetters for nothing at the Women's Wealth Boutique. Each journey with these ladies, you will see new, innovative, trailblazing strategies that we use with our clients. Our mission is to impact millions of women around the world with their wealth. We are doing things differently at the Women's Wealth Boutique. We are challenging the status quo at the Women's Wealth Boutique. We are here for change to disrupt the financial industry. Join us for our Financial Trendsetters Gala May 2nd here in New Jersey as we raise money for a scholarship. For tickets, head to jessicaweaver.com.
All right, we are back with Siedah Garrett-Guess. Look at this beautiful woman, ladies. I love the yellow on you. It is amazing. That bright ray of sunshine. For my daughter, it was her 3rd birthday. She goes, I want a yellow party. And she called it yayo because she just said yellow. And we looked out in the backyard at my in-laws pool, and it was just a sea of yellow. And like that bright ray of sunshine, that's what I think of when I think of you and the work you're doing, Siedah. Just incredible. Well, we have one of my favorite times because, I mean, we're bringing you ladies on this show some of the most transformational, impactful women in the industry. So when you get a taste of what are their money strategies, their financial planning strategies, their wealth builders, their tips or insights, it is incredible. So this is the moment where we get to hear, what is your favorite tip, Siedah, that you, or strategy, insight into building or protecting wealth?
Yeah, I would say my favorite one that is simple but takes a lot to do is give your money a job. Your money must have a job. Money is the best employee. It doesn't get sick. It doesn't call out. It doesn't need a babysitter. It doesn't get an attitude. None of that. Money is the best employee if you give it a job. And far too many of us have money that sits around idle. And I always say, if money is idle, just like a child, it will find its way into trouble. So give your money a job. It must have something to do. And that job could be your savings. It could be your investing. It could be your retirement. It could be your vacation. It could be your dream lifestyle. It could be your business. But money must have a job. If you give your money a job, your money will start to work for you. And once money works for you, you really can position yourself to be in a place to win. And that's what we want you to do. So give your money a job.
I love that doesn't call out sick. I'm like, there's no snow days. There's no human management. Right?
Money loves to work. It loves to work.
It doesn't complain about working.
No hours. Doesn't steal your pens. Nothing. Does what it needs to do. Does what you tell it to do, but you must instruct it on what to do.
Oh, amen, Siedah. That is a good one. Give it a job. And if you don't know if it has a job, it probably doesn't have a job, or it's just sitting idle, as you said. You say they get into trouble. I call them homeless dollars because they leave our home. We spend them. I'm guilty of that. I keep my bank account balance the minimum it needs to be, because otherwise I'm like, oh, there's money to spend.
There's money to spend.
I'll go and spend it.
Yeah. And our mind is so interesting. It wants to take us back to zero. And so you can have money sitting there and you're just like, I have an extra $1,000. What can I buy off of Amazon? What can I do? You just start finding stuff to do with it. It just starts getting into trouble. Next thing you know, you got credit card debt. Now
you're working to pay off yesterday. And 2 months ago. Oh my gosh, it's true. And you think about, otherwise you're constantly trading life energy, your hours for the money. And you're stuck in that cycle unless you start giving them a job, as you said. Round of applause. I can't wait for our next week. We're going to have the actual round of applause audio. Beautiful. Amazing, Siedah. All right. Next up, we have your financial trend. So what is the financial trend that you go into in our book, Financial Trendsetters?
Yeah. So I think what we're really going to start to see, which I'm excited for, let me just say this, I'm excited for this. What I really think we're going to start to see is that we're going to start to see more underrepresented, underserved, marginalized communities. So women, minorities really start to understand and focus on growing their financial knowledge, where their wealth is, how to secure their legacies. And as they continue to focus on that, we're going to see that start to happen in a lot of different forms. So they're into real estate, they're into entrepreneurship and business, they're into financial services, right? And we have this huge transfer of wealth which I'm excited about. $30 trillion is anticipated, expected to transfer into the hands of women by 2030. And
That's
so
not far
now
away.
that's around the corner. That's around the corner. So now think about, you have these group of individuals educated, empowered in real estate, in business. Now with the resources, this $30 trillion, they're going to do some phenomenal things. And they're really going to position themselves to be in a place of wealth, to be in a place of legacy. And I'm excited for that. And so I think you're going to see more and more as that happens, those groups really start to change the trajectory of how we view the world. We're going to go from, what do you want to do, to who do I want to become? Because when you have knowledge and resources, you can focus on who you become as a person versus what you do as a person. And so I'm really excited for that. But that's my prediction. That's my trend that I think we're going to see more and more happen. So you watch out, because the Bible says the last shall be first and the first shall be last. So you watch out for those groups as they are on their way up.
Very true. That great Bible quotes. I love that. You see here a lot of statistics how, and no shame on men at all, but women tend to give back 4 times more. And we're constantly thinking about it. I get this money and how it's going to impact my family. How's it going to, my parents, right? Even 12-year-old Siedah wanted to pay off her parents' house. Yes. Communities, churches, all of it's going to change. And it's this first wave of women. And this is really what I see, especially the financial trendsetters in our book, being the pioneers. And a lot of the pioneers, they don't get a lot of credit.
Yeah.
But they're in the trenches building the path and making it happen, getting the education, the resources out there for the next ones. But it's really the thought leaders.
Yeah.
And as these thought leaders inherit, or the wealth gets passed on to them, or their spouses pass away, or the parents, so many different ways, getting this wealth into the hands of the thought leaders.
Yeah.
You are right. This whole world can be so different. So different. Incredible. Amazing financial trend. Anything you want to add to that, Siedah? Sorry. I thought I cut you off there.
No, I think you're right. And I think we've already started to see it, and as it grows, what it's really going to do, the impact that it's going to make. I'm excited for us as a country, as a society, as a world, as that continues to grow, because this is the largest wealth transfer that our country has ever seen. I don't know when the next one will occur. Okay. Yes. But this is the one. And so you really want to make sure that you are not sitting on the sidelines. You really want to make sure that you are in the game, that you figure out, there's $30 trillion being passed around. How do you get some of it? How does some of that go into your pocket, into your investments for your family? So, if you're watching this and you're like, this is amazing, and I want to be a part of that, get in the game. Figure out how you get started. Figure out how you could be a part of that, because 2030 is close, but you still got time. And I'm a big fan of having time on the clock. Games are won in the fourth quarter. So, really be intentional about increasing your knowledge, connecting with someone, learning about how money works. It's never too late, whether you're 25 or 55, there's time on the clock. So that's what I would say.
Yes. The connection seems to be a big one. And this is one of the trends that I hone in on in the book, is the communities. And I see a lot of women stepping up, and as you started the conversation with, there are people that are smarter than me in different roles and responsibilities, connecting with them, bringing their awareness. And we see more women stepping up and asking for help when it comes to their finances. For it. So Siedah, before we go into the meditation activation exercise, what is next for Siedah Garrett-Guess? What is next for Transformation Wealth Group, for Young and Financially Lit? Yeah. What do you see coming up?
Yeah, we have some very exciting things coming up. One, I'm obviously excited for the launch of our book. financial trendsetters, being a part of that, that's going to transform history. I honestly believe that. So many people are anticipating and waiting for that. So I'm excited for that. But then also we're just continuing to grow as a firm, as a nationwide organization, of really being able to help. I think there are so many individuals out there that are looking for somebody who looks like them, who understands them, who relates to them. And Transformation Wealth Group is really focused on serving those individuals and doing it from a place of integrity, excellence, collaboration, and stewardship. Young and Financially Lit has some really, really, really exciting things that are going on, especially in the city of Philadelphia and surrounding counties, and partnering with some really big organizations. And so I can't say too much on that, but I'm excited for how that work just continues to bless and to grow and to really help and inspire people, because, you know, it's here, like it's in our face. We are aware that there's a problem, that education is not equal, but even more importantly, financial education, something that we use every single day. I can't tell you the last time I've used MX plus YB equals something squared or whatever. I can't tell you. But I use money every single day, multiple times a day. And people need to learn more about that at all different avenues. And you know, we see that even now in the media, where you have, you know, celebrities and people that you think are well off saying, I need a job. I need multiple streams of income, right? This is just continuing to grow at so many different levels. So I'm just blessed to be a part of the work. I'm blessed to be able to serve, to help. I'm looking forward to excited. Our clients are excited about where we're growing and how we're helping them, and really being able to secure their legacies, help them transfer a lot of this wealth, do it safely, do it with integrity. So I'm excited about all that we have coming up on the horizon.
Oh, just incredible. Just incredible. Here she is again, Lady Siedah Garrett-Guess. We are going to bring her on for one more question. We're going to do a little quick commercial about our newest book, get some information on that, and then our meditation activation exercise, and then one more question. So stay with us, everyone. Stay with us. Don't you just love seeing women celebrate wealth? Yes. And not shying away from it anymore? It's like, let's go after it. He said, like, let's get into the game of it, instead of quietly behind hushed doors talking about it, trying to find out how to make it work for them, or find out what's even happening with the wealth in their household. Yeah. I love it.
Women celebrate, period. I love seeing women just celebrate, period. I mean, there's so much. I know everybody has their own things, but I can empathize with who I am, right? Between the house and the kids and work, you know, when we get a chance to celebrate, make it a good time. Make it a good time.
Yes. One thing I've noticed as we're talking, Siedah, and this is going to go right into our exercise we're going to do now. You have said blessed many, many times. Yeah. Is that just a feeling that you carry with you all throughout the day? You know, I feel blessed. I mean, that just feels so good as I hear it about you, and the heart you put into your work, the passion around it, the gratitude that you have for everybody, your clients, your team members. Have you always been like that?
Yeah, you know, practicing gratitude is something that I strive to do every single day, because especially when you're talking about money is one of those things where there's always going to be more. There's always going to be more. There's always going to be the newest cell phone, latest car, more millions to be made. There's always going to be more. But at the end of the day, that's not why we're doing this. That's not why we are here. You know, I always say, when you graduate this life, go into the next one, you can't take any of that with you. It's a great resource and tool, but that's not what's going to matter on that day. And so constantly reminding myself that I'm blessed, regardless of where I am in life, regardless of what's taking place in life. We all have something. They say you're either in a storm, coming out of a storm or getting ready to go into a storm. But if you are just grateful and reminded that you are blessed in every situation, you feel better, you perform better, you're grateful, you're connected. I know you were doing your grounding and meditation earlier. I love that. But it really just puts you in a mindset that I can be present. Even though I'm striving for more, I'm grateful for where I am today. And I don't want to miss the present, chasing something that's always going to be fleeting from me, because there's always going to be more of it. So I really do practice that. And I'm blessed and I'm grateful for that. But yes, it's definitely a part of it, because, you know, we can become so fixated. And I'm a person like that, where always, you know, what's the goal? What's the goal? What's the goal? What's the goal? And if you're a driven person like me, you know, they call us type A's or D or drivers or whatever. Sometimes we really overlook the moments that matter. And once you achieve success, you realize that it didn't feel all how you expected it to feel. And you learn that it's really about the journey and the process. That's where the real beauty lies, in who you become. And so just constantly reminding myself of that and staying focused on that, because, you know, there's a lot of success out there and there's a lot of great things that happen, but no matter whether it's serving me or not serving me, I'm still blessed for it, because it's going to work out for my good.
Ooh, as you're talking about that, I was thinking of something that Tony Robbins does at his events. And I think that would be even better than the first exercise I was thinking of doing, of stacking the blessings as well. So we're going to do that right now. Just you teed that up beautifully. We're going to keep it going, Siedah. And it's funny because we were just talking with another one of our trendsetters, Terry, and when is there enough, right? When is there enough money, enough success, and the dial, it just keeps moving, and it moves before you even hit the other one, that first tier. But I think, as you're saying, that blessing and the gratitude is what keeps you grounded no matter what level you hit. Yeah. It doesn't even matter as well. So I invite everybody who's watching this, close your eyes, and I want you to picture your happiest memory, one of your happiest memories. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Picture it, who you are with, the feelings, the emotions, where are you, how old you are, and feel that. That's the best thing about memories. You can instantly tap into that emotion, instantly tap into that feeling, that visual. And I want you to reach your hand out and just bring it to your heart. Bring it to your heart, seal it in there. And then you're going to think of another memory, another amazing moment in your life when you became a best-selling author, you landed your client, you had an amazing day with your family. And I want you to bring that one to your heart. Stamp it into your heart, and then reach your hand back out and you think of another memory, another thing that you're grateful for. Maybe it's going home to your children tonight. Maybe it's picking them up, seeing your son smile, seeing your parents. And I want you to put that into your heart. Yeah. And I want you to think of that person that you're grateful for, the person that's always had your back, that you trust with all your heart, that God sent to you on purpose, and you bring that to your heart. And you just keep stacking them over and over and over again until you feel so full. Yeah. So full. And what an instant way to shift that mindset, shift that blessing. And you realize very quickly, no matter how bad life feels, you had plenty of money for today. You had plenty of love for today. You showed up and God had your back, and you're still here. Just beautiful, Siedah. I love when we talk so much about, we started with the naysayers and the realistic when you're a little kid and you're stuck in that bubble. Through your journey, we'd even get to touch on so many of it that I wanted to, so we'll have to have you back, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Go into it in your team. We have one more question for you, okay?
Yes.
What makes you a woman behind the millions?
I was not expecting that, but I love that. I absolutely love that. And so let me share with you really quickly. What makes me a woman behind the millions is that we are going to be responsible for helping millions of women become millionaires, net worth millionaires, create millionaire legacies for their families, for their children. But more importantly, that even while we're here helping entrepreneurs, business owners, people in the financial services industry grow and build their wealth as well too. So that's what makes me a woman behind the millions. You want to be a part of this movement. You do not want to miss it. The opportunity of a lifetime only lasts during the lifetime of the opportunity, and it's here.
It's here. And I just want to emphasize, she said trillion with a T, ladies. Trillion with a T by 2030. We're 6 years away from that. That's very, very quick. Very, very quick. Amazing. And it's a movement. It's a legacy. I love the millionaire legacy, as you said. It's a revolution. So join us. Join our community. There's so many different ways. Get educated. Get empowered. Connect. Just connect. Thank you, Siedah, so much for spending time with us tonight, for being a part of our book. I cannot wait for people to read your chapter. It is quite a journey that you share. You're vulnerable. You're transformative. You give so much. And just a taste of all that you do in your amazing work. So thank you, Siedah, for being here with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited, and just the work you're doing is inspiring, and I love that you're leading. I even wear a little bit more pink now because of you, and this is amazing. So I'm just grateful to be connected with you and a part of your work, and how you're just continuing to impact so many women across the world with the Women's Wealth Boutique. So kudos to you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you have amazing style. So if you're adding a little pink in there, I feel very, very honored. And make sure to follow her. Siedah does amazing educational videos on social media. Connect with her. We'll have all those connections when this episode comes out. She is incredible. Get inside her world, ladies. Yeah. And we'll see you on the next episode of Women Behind the Millions. Stay fabulous, ladies. Be fun, be fabulous, be fashionable, be wealthy, be famous. Go and be, as Siedah said earlier, stop doing and let's start being, and finding those crazy ass dreams again, and go for it. Go for it. All right. Thank you, Siedah.
Thanks.
Hey, money queens, looking to get your wealth to that next level, 7, 8, 9 figures? Follow us on Instagram at PinkFixMyMoney and at Women's Wealth Boutique for more millionaire money